Juu mimi nimeumia. Hii sura watu wananitorokea wengine. Watoto wangu sasa wanahangaika. Kulipa school fees ni tabu.
Kaiwa mwoyo wewe. Watobi. Utaenda mwisho toikale. Oi. Toikireba. Toririkane Jehova. Toririkane kayore igoro ririkana ririkari akuna ndogo.
Eldoret, Kenya, a town nestled in the Rift Valley, 2,100 meters above sea level. Known as the home of champions, it has produced more Olympic medalists than the rest of Kenya combined. Athletes from around the world come here to train, drawn by its high altitude and storied legacy. But years ago, this picturesque town made global headlines for a very different reason. In the early days of 2008, as the world celebrated the dawn of a new year, Eldoret became the epicenter of a tragic chapter in Kenya's history.
Sasa huku ndio nimelelewa hadi ile time ilifika nikakuwa hivi, ilikuwa 2007. Hakukuwa kuzuri, kulikuwa na vurugu. Hata sijui kuliendaje, nilijipata niko chini.
Dozens of people, including children, were burned alive in Kiambaa church. They had sought refuge there after fleeing violence sparked by the disputed 2007 presidential election. The victims were mostly Kikuyu, an ethnic group targeted in an area predominantly inhabited by the Kalenjin, who consider the North Rift their ancestral homeland. The run-up to the 2007 elections was largely peaceful. Kibaki led the Party of National Unity (PNU), running on a platform highlighting the country's economic growth under his tenure. His opponent, Raila Odinga of the Orange Democratic Movement (ODM), promised constitutional reform and stronger anti-corruption measures.
Sasa Kibaki asema Raila tosha. Kibaki akae kimya. Awache wa Kenya waseme Raila tosha, sio?
But beneath the surface, both candidates subtrain and at times overtly used ethnicity to mobilize support. Pre-election polls showed a country almost evenly divided and a contest too close to call. Election day itself was peaceful, but as votes were tallied, allegations of rigging emerged. Odinga, who had been leading by 370,000 votes, with 90% of constituencies reporting, was declared the loser by 200,000 votes.
Honorable Mike Kibaki, 4,584,721. This means Honorable Mike Kibaki is the winner. The Commission therefore declares Honorable Mike Kibaki as the President of Kenya.
The Electoral Commissioner later admitted he had been pressured to announce the result and could not be certain Kibaki had won. Chaos erupted. Kibaki was hastily sworn in and violence spread across the country. In Nyanza province and Nairobi slums, clashes with police turned deadly. In the Rift Valley, Kikuyu communities were targeted, followed by reprisal attacks against non-Kikuyus in towns like Naivasha and Nakuru. Sexual violence and rape became alarmingly common in Nairobi slums. The police, overwhelmed and often complicit, failed to restore order. The international community stepped in. US diplomats, African Union leaders, and global figures like Kofi Annan worked tirelessly to broker a power-sharing agreement. In April 2008, Kibaki and Odinga formed a grand coalition government with Kibaki as president and Odinga as the prime minister. But the agreement was fragile. Cabinet positions were split 50-50 and the number of ministries ballooned to 44. A costly and often illogical arrangement. To address the root causes of the crisis, 4 commissions were established: a Constitutional Review Commission, an Independent Review Commission to examine the electoral process, known as the Kregler Commission, Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Commission, and a Commission of Inquiry into Post-Election Violence, known as the Waki Commission. These commissions laid the groundwork for reforms, including the establishment of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) and a new constitution adopted in 2010. But justice remained elusive. The Waki Commission recommended a special Kenyan tribunal to prosecute those responsible for the violence. When this failed, cases were referred to the International Criminal Court (ICC). However, the ICC cases collapsed due to political interference, lack of cooperation, and witness intimidation. No high-profile convictions were ever made. Kenya has since moved past the coalition government era. Uhuru Kenyatta served as president from 2013 to 2022, followed by William Ruto, a key political figure during the 2007 and 2008 violence. Elections remain contentious, but electoral processes have seen some reforms. However, ethnic-based politics and allegations of electoral fraud persist. Kenya's security landscape has also evolved. The country has faced major terrorist attacks, including the 2013 Westgate Mall attack, the 2015 Garissa University attack, and the 2019 Desert D2 attack, all linked to Al-Shabaab. The government has ramped up counter-terrorism efforts, including military operations in Somalia under the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia (ATMIS). Piracy, once a major regional threat, has significantly declined. Kenya has shifted its focus to counter-terrorism, border security, and tackling transnational crimes like human trafficking and drug smuggling. Mombasa remains a key hub for illicit activities, but enhanced law enforcement efforts continue. Kenya's regional influence endures. It remains a key player in East Africa peacekeeping efforts. Kenya is at the center of regional stability. However, domestic political challenges continue to shape its global role. Despite setbacks, Kenya's democratic journey is still unfolding. Reform-minded Kenyans in civil society, media, and government continue to push for accountability and justice. The 2010 Constitution was a milestone, but its full implementation remains a work in progress. As the sun sets over Eldoret, the home of champions, the town stands as a reminder of Kenya's triumphs and trials. It's a place where the human spirit, tested by adversity, continues to strive for greatness on the track and in the pursuit of more just and peaceful society.